So why is everyone moving to Lakewood Hills in Windsor? Over the past few years, Lakewood has become one of the hottest neighbourhoods in Windsor for both retirees and families. So what is the appeal? Who is it who's moving here? Is it really an alternative for people looking for something more rural in Healdsburg? If you've never considered Windsor, and in particular Lakewood Hills, you might be surprised to hear the story of a couple who moved to Lakewood Hills having lived on 20 acres in a rural part of Healdsburg. So I'm here with my business partner, Jonathan Brewington, who recently sat down with his clients to find out what it was like moving from 20 acres in Healdsburg to Lakewood Hills. So if you watch the end of this video, you'd be interested to find out whether or not it was the right move for them. So before we talk about your clients, let's talk a little bit about Lakewood Hills, and how would you describe it for somebody who hasn't heard of Lakewood Hills?
Yeah, great question. Lakewood Hills is a gated community that's right in the heart of Windsor. And what's really unique about it is even though you drive past shopping centers and the grocery stores to get to it, once you hit that gate and enter into the community, it's like you're transported to another world. You get in there and it's tree-lined streets, well-manicured lawns. The entire community is centered around 2 man-made lakes as well. And they also have a host of amenities, including tennis courts, a pool, open space, walking trails. And it transports you to something that we don't have in Sonoma County other than here in Lakewood Hills.
So how did your clients end up, living in Lakewood Hills? Were they looking to find somewhere in sort of Windsor town originally, or?
Yeah, good question again. So they actually were not looking in Windsor at all. They really wanted something more rural. But Lakewood is a community I was particularly familiar with, and when I saw their particular property come on the market, I knew it could be an opportunity for them because this particular parcel had tremendous privacy. Now, Lakewood offers generally quarter to half-acre lots for the single-family homes, and this particular half-acre lot had a ton of mature trees all the way around the perimeter that offered immense privacy and also that setting as if they were, on 20 acres again.
So more latterly, they lived in, rural parts of Healdsburg, but I think prior to that, they lived up in Fountain Grove, didn't they? Yeah.
That's correct. So they were 2017 fire survivors. They lost their home in Fountain Grove in the 2017 Tubbs fire, and they ended up moving to a rental out on the west side of town. They loved it out there. They had no idea what 20 acres could offer. They embraced the gardening, the views, the vineyard, just everything that comes with 20 acres and living out on the west side of town.
So were you trying to find something similar to that when you first started working with them?
Yeah, they really wanted to replicate where they were living on the 20 acres in Healdsburg. They looked all the way from Lytton Springs Road in Healdsburg down to the west side of town, through Sebastopol, outskirt parts of Santa Rosa, because they really wanted that vineyard setting, that privacy, the tranquility that comes with having space.
So how long did it take you to sort of, hone in on finding something within Lakewood Hills?
Well, it was interesting because the problem we kept running into is the price point, truly. Is they wanted a $3 million house probably for $2 million, which is something that we commonly run into out on the west side of town. If you get a nice house on that kind of acreage, it can get up to $3 million in price pretty quickly. And Lakewood came up as a fixer, and it offered the opportunity for them to make it their own well within their budget.
So what did they end up buying within Lakewood Hills?
So they ended up buying a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, single-level home, but it was a tremendous fixer. It was almost entirely original and needed just about everything. But at the price point, it was attractive to them. They paid around $900,000 a few years ago, mind you, so maybe closer to $1 million today, and did a thorough renovation, touched every surface down to retexturing walls, full kitchen, bath, remodel, tweaked the layout, and just really made it their own. But today, their home should be worth $1.5, $1.6 million approximately in Lakewood.
And I recently did a video all about ADUs and how California's trying to make it easier for people to build an ADU. Weren't they originally looking to maybe do an ADU at some point?
Yes. So this is a sensitive topic in Lakewood Hills itself, but they did want an ADU. They had an ADU on the property they were living on and out on the west side of town, and that's something they wanted to replicate. However, Lakewood Hills HOA has taken a very strong stance against ADUs in the past.
Yeah.
However, obviously, California is really pushing ADUs as an affordable housing alternative and to increase the housing supply. So they've changed laws that really restrict an HOA's ability to block building ADUs. However, like I said, based on history, Lakewood has taken a strong stance against ADUs despite the lot sizes that seem conducive for them. So I always advise every client that's looking at potentially doing an ADU in Lakewood, please, please, please talk to the town and the HOA to come to your own decision of whether you think it's viable or not.
So let's talk a little bit about the things that they love about Lakewood Hills. I mean, they've been there a couple of years now. It sounds like price point was definitely something that they loved about Lakewood.
Sure.
What were the other things that appealed to them?
Yeah, so beyond the relative affordability for what it offers, they loved the proximity to town. It's something that scared them at first because they wanted that rural feel, but now that they have accomplished that and can still walk to some of their favorite restaurants like Sweet Teas, it is second to none for them. Because even in Fountain Grove, they were not within walking distance to anything. Beyond that, they love the lush, well-manicured gardens and lawns and trees because it just feels like you're maybe back on the East Coast and going down a street in Georgia or something when you go in there. They also just like the fact that it's a great community. There's such diversity of people that live in there in all ways. There's families, retirees, second home, primary residents, and it's also a great sense of community there, where they've had the opportunity just in a short couple of years to meet a lot of their neighbors and create new friends. That sense of community is really great because it also can provide a sense of safety and security. When you have a neighborhood, there is added advantages to a neighbor being able to see your home and look out for you, keep an eye on it if you're out of town or if you're traveling. And these are all things that kind of melded together to make a perfect fit for them.
So they obviously purchased a 4-bedroom home, but there are other options apart from the bigger single family homes in Lakewood. What are the different options for people who are just potentially exploring that as an option for them?
Yeah, so Lakewood Hills offers a few different floor plans of single family homes, whether they're 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom, ranging from about 1,800 square feet to 2,500 square feet. There are a few custom built homes in Lakewood that can be a little larger, maybe up to 3,000 square feet. But the unique thing about this community is that it goes beyond just single family homes. There are actually two different types of condo units. One we call the browns and one we call the blues. This refers to their exterior colors, of course. But the brown units are 2-story townhouse units. They are attached like a true townhouse and they're multi-level. The price points on these range from about $700 to $800, maybe into the mid to high 8s, depending on how much it's been remodeled. But these units offer 2 to 3 bedrooms at an affordable price point. Additionally, a real hot commodity in Lakewood are what we call the blues. These are duet-style condo units, and they are 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom floor plans that are all single level. And some of them even offer a view of the lake, which comes at a real premium.
So in summary, if you were originally thinking you wanted to live in Healdsburg, but never really thought of buying in Windsor, then do get in touch and we can talk you through the different options that are available. If you do want to see more videos like this, then please do hit like and subscribe button below. Until the next video, go well.